The Channel Tunnel Rail Link is the first major new railway to be constructed in the UK for over a century. The 108-kilometre track will stretch from central London to the Channel Tunnel, connecting Britain directly with Europe's expanding high-speed rail network and significantly reducing journey times for passengers. From 2007, trains will speed to Europe at approximately 300 kilometres per hour. The journey time between London and the Channel Tunnel will be an astonishing 35 minutes, and to Paris, just 2¼ hours. And the main Eurostar terminal? St Pancras Station in central London. Yes, I know it's not quite ready yet, but it is undergoing a major upgrade to transform it. It will be one of the largest passenger interchanges in Europe. Work will include the construction of new platforms, better bus, taxi and coach facilities, and a refurbishment of that grand old Grade 1 listed station and hotel. Its greater capacity will enable up to 8 Eurostars to run per hour each way, and twice the number of services at peak times that are presently provided. All this by 2007.
St Pancras refurbished? Well, hang on a minute. I hope you're not intending to tinker with my design. What's all this? Well, let me see those drawings. Oh. So St Pancras will be refurbished. You mean you're going to tidy the old place up? And about time, too. Left to rot it was. Quite literally rot. Oh, my beautiful hotel. My beautiful... And Barlow's terminal? Barlow? Barlow! Where the devil are you, man? The station's being refurbished.
What are you on about, Scott?
The station's being refurbished. And look at these plans. I'd say they're finally going to respect our hard work. It looks as if they're going to peel off the ghastly layers of the 20th century and expose St Pancras as the Gothic wonder that it was.
And wasn't it, eh, Scott? When the board of the Midland Railway told me to get cracking, I had no idea what a challenge it would be. I had to figure out how to get track over Regent's Canal and alongside King's Cross. A mammoth task. But all I ever got from them was... make it grand, make it huge, and make it better than the competition. Having crossed the Regent's Canal with a bridge, I ended up with the track some 17 feet above street level. Then I had to cross the graveyard of St Pancras Church.
Do you remember passers-by spotted the emergence of decaying skulls and bones? It was a public outrage. The Midland Railway Company was forced to arrange a reburial. What was that poet chap? Thomas Hardy, a supervisor involved in that. His poem, The Levelled Churchyard, and In the Cemetery Recall It.
Yes, and a London-wide outbreak of cholera led to the requirement to enclose the Fleet River entirely in iron.
And several thousand squalid slum houses in Eagar Town and Somers Town were demolished.
Quite. Clearing more or less from Euston Road to Camden Square and the North London Railway. My solution was a single arched train shed raised above the street on an undercroft, with direct access from the street to the storage areas beneath the station. Its construction was, quite frankly, an amazing feat of engineering.
Yes, quite so. The navvies did well.
The navvies were skilled men, named from the canal navigators. Many came from Yorkshire, Lancashire and Ireland. Casual labour was used for unskilled work. Old navvies were rare. 40 was a good age. They lived alongside constructions in shanties. Navvies changed the face of the country, building viaducts, cuttings, tunnels and embankments, using sheer muscle power. It was a hard life, permanently soaked with little chance of getting dry. They suffered from fumes and gas in the tunnels. Their food was poor and their water polluted. Deaths and injuries were commonplace in a climate of 24-hour shift work with no time off.
Ow! Completed in 1868, some 8 years before your final pink brick of the hotel was laid.
Yes, with that sensational single-span iron and glass roof over the enormous space. Barlow, old chip, with its Gothic profile, your almighty train shed was truly a cathedral of the steam age.
Well, as that clever Dicky book says,
its 243-foot span was not an exceptional dimension for bridges as we know, but for an interior it was extraordinary, especially extended in depth to form the widest and largest undivided space ever enclosed. The skeletal transparency of the ferrovitreous vault added a futuristic, magic dimension to the stunning space, especially as the vault was made to spring from the platform level where the passengers stood. Work on the station started in 1866. It took 6,000 men with 1,000 horses and 100 steam cranes 4 years to complete. The wrought iron roof was 689 feet long, rising to 100 feet above the platform. At the time, it was the largest single-span roof in the world.
and without internal supports. Those wrought iron arched ribs that support the roof were made by the Butterley Iron Company. They put their name in white on each rib over the platform. The floor girders, which the trains run over, tie the ribs together. And at the crown of the roof, the arch is slightly pointed, which, I suspect, offers an advantage in resisting any lateral wind action.
By pure coincidence, that broken apex feature anticipated the Gothic architecture of the station frontage.
Then there was the decision to use the space under the station as a dispensary for beer, what with a large proportion of the trade using the Midland Line. The whole structure rests on columns beneath the station, between which the barrels of Burton beer were stored. The distance between the columns was based on the dimensions of the barrels. Loaded wagons were carried down by hydraulic lifts. Then the barrels were taken out into London by drays. We opened for traffic on the 1st of October 1868. Look at the detail. And the booking hall with its 6 pairs of arch windows. We completed that in 1869.
The craftsmanship.
Those workmen took such pride.
And gained quite a result. Not bad for £436,000.
But I only spent 117,000. That means you spent 319,000.
Yes, all right. I think they've had enough of your shed now, Barlow. So, in May 1865, while the station was still being constructed, the Midland Railway Company launched a competition for the design of a 300-bedroom hotel. 11 architects were asked to submit their entries, and I, Sir George Gilbert Scott,
got completely carried away and submitted a grand plan, bigger and far more expensive than the original specification.
But my barefaced audacity paid off, and I was awarded the contract.
Though the directors did demand some hefty cost-cutting. They made you knock off 2 floors of office accommodation and 1 level from the hotel.